Hey bro, sorry it's a bit dark right now. It should get lighter soon, it's just pretty early. But most guys aren't socially stuck because they don't know what to do. They're stuck because they only act when they really feel like it. This video is about the exact mindset and model that forces social momentum, even on days that you'd rather stay home. Now, the advice I'm about to give you isn't new. It's not new at all. It worked a year ago, it worked 2 years ago, it even worked 5 years ago. But I'm just going to keep drilling it in because everybody sort of sucks it up like a sponge without taking any action. Now, if you want to be different, grab a notepad and a piece of pen. Grab a piece of paper and a pen and take notes throughout this video if you want to improve. Now, about a week ago, I had a pretty shit day. I woke up late and I was watching YouTube the whole day and just seeing bad habits. And it was afternoon already and I still hadn't recorded a video. And usually I record videos in the morning, like right now. But it was like 4 p.m. and I hadn't recorded a video yet. I hadn't done any of my work yet. And I felt really bad about it. But I still needed to go to the gym and I really wanted to do that. So I messaged one of my friends and he said he was down, so I was like, right, well, let's meet up at this time at this gym and have a workout. And it worked. I went there and I did the workout with them, even though I hadn't felt like it at all. And what was even better was that while I was doing the workout, I talked to like 5 people. And I had actual real conversations with them. I met like 5 complete strangers who I'd never seen before. And they were sick, bro. They were awesome people. And I look forward to seeing them again and talking to them again. So the fact that I went to the gym, even though I really didn't feel like it, I'd had a shit day for the whole day before that, that opened up social connections for me and it built my discipline. Now, why is this important for socializing, you might ask me? Well, if you want to improve your social skills, it's like improving any other skills in life. You just have to stick with it. You've got to be consistent over a longer period of time, otherwise you're never going to make any progress. So, let's say you've got the goal to talk to, 5 people a day. And then one day you have a day like I did, like we all do, where you just don't really feel like it. Like, you're just kind of out of the loop and, you're not in the flow of life. Everything feels difficult. Now, on that day, there are 2 versions of the day. One version of the day, you don't do anything. You just stay home, you keep doing bad habits, and you probably lose a bit of social momentum. Now that makes it easier for you to do the same thing the next day, doing bad habits and not going out and talking to anyone. And again, it makes it easier the next day not to do that. Now the second version of this day is the day where you do talk to people. Where you say, man, I feel like fucking shit. I feel like absolute shit right now. I'm tired. I feel sick because I ate so much fucking junk food. And gotten no exercise the whole day, I've gotten no sunlight, I haven't talked to anyone, I've just been watching YouTube all day inside. But fuck it. I'm gonna go on a little walk, and if I see one person, that's cool, I'll talk to them. If I don't, so be it, that's fine. At least I went on a walk. Now, what I've found is that every time I do that, I just end up going on a longer walk because, I mean, I'm already walking. There's no point in just going home. It's like, imagine you're riding a bike and there's a long route you can take which goes around the hill, and there's a short route you can take that goes right over the hill. There's no like turns to make it easier, it just goes straight up and straight down the other side. Now, on the map it looked like it was a tunnel, but when you get there you realise that it's steep as shit. Now, halfway up, you really want to turn around. It's like being on that walk and you've finished the walk, the short walk that you told yourself you were going to do, but you don't know whether or not to keep going. So it's like being halfway up that steep hill and really wanting to turn around. But what's going to happen if you turn around on that steep hill? Yeah, you get the pleasure of going all the way down, but then you've got to go the long way around the hill instead. You've still got to do it. So if you instead kept going up that steep hill, you only had half of it left, then you could go all the way down the other side. So it would be double the descent and you wouldn't have to take the long way. Now, going on a walk and just coming home just spontaneously because your walk's over, well, first things first, it probably just won't happen because when you're on that walk, you're going to just want to keep going because it's so easy since you're already walking, and you want to talk to people, right? You want to keep going until you find at least one person. It doesn't even have to be your daily goal of 5, just one, because it's a bad day and one is easier. And the other thing about this walk is anyway, next point. Okay, this one was a couple of months ago. Oh no, not a couple of months ago, fuck. This one was like more than a year ago, 1.5 years, 2 years ago, even. There was this girl that I had always wanted to talk to. I had like a massive crush on her and I was just like fucking obsessed with her, right? I'd constantly have this fantasy playing out in my head that one day I would stumble across her and there would be no one else around us, so that I could have the opportunity to talk to her without the fear of social judgment. And funnily enough, I was a lucky bugger one day and it came. We were waiting for class and there was nobody else there. And 5 minutes passed by and I was like, fuck man, somebody's probably going to come soon. So I gathered up all the courage I could muster and I mustered up all the courage I could. Fuck, who cares? I got a bunch of courage, which wasn't that much, and while I was looking down at my phone, I mumbled, "Hey, so can I get your number?" And I got rejected. But that's not the point. The point is that I was scared as fuck after that. After that rejection, I was like, I was scared of her. I was scared of all of her friends. And I thought like the whole school would find out and my life would be over, right? It didn't really happen. So what actually happened was pretty much nothing. I was walking around school being scared for like weeks after that. I thought that one of her friends would walk up to me and confront me or something, or at the very least like get like a text or an email or something, but I never did. Never. And I think I know why. It's because people just don't really care. Most people are too, how do I put this? They think about themselves a fucking lot. Now, you and I, we're probably the exact same, man. You might think you're special, you might think you're the exemption, you're so fucking selfless, you just think about others, that's all you do. And you don't think about yourself. You don't care about yourself. Doesn't that sound kind of gay? Why wouldn't you care about yourself? Like, selflessness is cool and all, but you should care about yourself more than you care about others. That's what all fucking animals do, bro. Well, that probably sounded pretty narcissistic. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you do some goofy clown shit in public, then yeah, people are going to take videos on their phones. They're going to take pictures. Yeah, who knows? Some of them might even do like a Facebook Live or fucking FaceTime their friends or something and show them what's going on. And they might do that and it might seem like they care, but a couple days later, they're just going to completely forget about it. And it's the same with a lot of things, like especially normal things. Everyday things like approaching a girl or just really approaching anyone, talking to anyone. You might think it's weird that you're going to get judged, but bro, socializing is like us, humans. We are social. Like, we're fucking made to be social. So if someone walks up to you while you're talking to someone, or after you approach a girl or something, and they say, "Man, why did you do that? It's so weird." Like, who even talks to people? Isn't that guy just kind of a fucking weirdo? He's probably like an incel Discord mod who fucking jerks off to hentai 5 times a day. And he's asking you why you're talking to girls. So, would you want to listen to him? No. It goes pretty much the same for most other people who do that. I think there aren't very many situations where it's actually bad to talk to someone. Now, obviously, you've really just got to use your common sense here. So, you can take my advice and go out and talk to people, but don't come back and blame me for that you got fucking arrested or whatever for trying to cold approach a girl at a funeral. So just use your brain and don't fuck everything up for yourself, and think about stuff before you do it. Honestly, I'm pretty bad at this, but I've gotten better and I've gotten out of a lot of trouble. So yeah. The point of this story is that you should do the hard work when you don't feel like it. Wait, no, that was the other story. Remember that story that I told you at the start, where I went to the gym when I really didn't want to? If I hadn't gone to the gym, none of that would have happened, and I wouldn't have progressed socially. I would have lost momentum. Everything would have just been bad. The only reason I did that was because of discipline. If I didn't have any discipline, I wouldn't have done it. So you've got to have discipline in order to do things when you don't feel like them, because you're not always going to feel like it. Emotions flow, right? Discipline doesn't. Discipline is like, it's not motivation, but imagine a day you're really motivated and you do something. You're a fat guy and you're really motivated to go to the gym. You go to the gym because of all that motivation, right? But what do you do on days that you're not motivated? Well, you've got to rely on discipline. Now, of course, if you can be motivated, that's awesome. Don't be a retard and say that motivation is dumb and you only need discipline, because that's just not true. Motivation is good. So if you can get it, get it. And if you can't, you have to use discipline. Now the other point for the other story, I'm sure you kind of already understood it. The one where I talked to the girl and I thought everyone would confront me about it. The point of that was that nobody cares. People are too caught up in their own lives, thinking about themselves. They've got their own insecurities. They've got their own voice in their head that's constantly yapping about some bullshit, some like traumatic memory from their childhood. So if you do something and you think that the whole world is going to collapse because of it, or at least your world, as long as it's not some crazy shit, it's probably fine, bro. Nobody cares, most likely. Now, there are a couple of caveats to this. Number one would be places with a lower population, so small towns and villages and shit like that. I think anything above, I don't know, maybe like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000. Anything above that, I think you're fine. But anything below that, especially when it gets low, like 10,000, 1,000, 100, then people are much more likely to care, because the place that you're living in is much more tight-knit. Now the same applies for schools. If you're in a small school, then people are going to care a lot more because it's much more tight-knit. And it also applies for lower level schools. Now I doubt that any primary schoolers are going to be watching this video, but as a rule of thumb, the lower you are in the school chain, so imagine kindergarten is at the bottom and like university is at the top. I have a feeling that kindergartners are like the meanest, right? And then next is primary schoolers. They're alright, but they're still pretty mean, right? And above that is intermediate schoolers, middle schoolers. If anything, they're even meaner than the others, because they're like just hitting puberty. They're going fucking mad. And then there's high school. And from my experience, high school is fucking chill. It might just be my school, but it's fine. And uni, I don't even know about it, bro, because I don't go to uni. But I feel like it's probably, hopefully, better than high school, because presumably people are less of a retard. If that's even English. So yeah. If you learned anything from this video, or if you learn anything from this video, let it be that people don't care and you really need discipline to level up. That's all you need. As long as you follow those two things, you will become a god. Not really, but it'll be cool. You'll level up. Click the link in the description if you want to. If you don't, that's cool. You can also subscribe and stuff. You don't need to. It doesn't really matter. Hope you enjoyed the video, bro.